Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing a little bit of this dark brown while it is still a bit of daylight left. It's now 4:30 and I've been doing a little bit of this since I came back. I did have a walk over to the post office and I've done a little bit of this since I came back because I'll only knit it in the daylight hours because as you can see, I'm having trouble seeing this, even with the daylight. The sun is shining through my window, but I'm still having trouble seeing the stitches. It's got a moss stitch, and I've got to make sure I'm doing a knit over the purl and a purl over the knit. And there's also cable in the middle of it. But I want to get this one done because I'm doing started a tutorial to show about the pockets, how I put the pocket in and all that. So I'll finish it. I've done part of the video for it, but I'll wait until I finish the piece and then I'll show how to put the what I do for the top part of the pocket and stitching it down now. But it's for my other channel there. I have to keep putting something up on there now and again to keep people interested, people watching it, because I don't do as much on that one as what I do on this channel. But anyway, I'm just finishing this row off here and then I'll put it down and show you what else I've been doing. And I have just had to shut my windows. I like my windows open. I open my bedroom ones in the morning as soon as I get up and, you know, pull my cover back on the bed, and I like to air the bed off. And then I like the windows open in the living room as well. Well, any room, like, just to like to air the room off and got a little bit cold. But you know, I've looked around. Where I live, it's crescent and it's like a horseshoe shape like this. And I live down the very centre, so I can see all the way up that side and all the way up that side. And I look out my window and I never see anybody's windows open. I don't know what it is with people these days, but I like my windows open. I like to change the air in the house and that, but anyway, I never see any windows open on the front because they're all the fronts of the house that I can look up either side like that. So maybe it's just me, but I like my windows open. Even in the winter, I open the windows for a couple of hours just to change the air in the house. But anyway, it has turned quite cold because my hands were getting cold and I couldn't really knit. But I've got a little heating. This is a heat pad. It only runs on 100 watts, I think it is, and it's lovely. I'll just put it on my knee if I don't have my heating on. I do put my heating on if it gets really cold because I might want to heat the rest of the house. But if it starts getting chilly, like now, I don't really need the heating on, so I'll just put this on my knee and it keeps us lovely and warm from, yeah. In fact, if my feet's cold, I put it on the floor, take my slippers off and put my feet on it and warm my feet up and then put it on my knee. But anyway, I'm doing a little bit, trying to get as much as I can of this brown one. I want to get it finished, to get it up on my shop. Because I have had quite a lot of sales on my shop. I've been walking over to the shop now, over to the post office where I post them to the people off my shop. So I've had plenty of exercise lately walking over to the post office. A good 15-minute walk over and a 15-minute walk back. And I'll always walk over. I won't go in my car unless I'm going somewhere else at the same time, which if I have any orders today or tomorrow morning, it'll be in my car because I'm going to my granddaughter's in the afternoon, so I'll be driving out my car down past the post office that way. But there's not much left on the shop for anybody to buy now anyway, because they've all been bought, most of the things. And the thing I posted today was that little blackberry sweater that I did, and I didn't even get a chance to show it, but I had took a photograph of it to put on my Instagram. That's where I put all on my Instagram for whatever I make and that, so I can show you that from there. And that's how it looked after I had finished it, and was only on, I put it on my Etsy shop and it was only on about 5 minutes, and my phone makes whenever you get a sale on the likes of Etsy or eBay or something, your phone makes like a cash register sound, like somebody opening a cash register. It was only on about 5 minutes, and that sound came on. And I thought, oh, I must have sold something on. And I had a look, and it was that sweater. It was gone. And I have had emails asking for it as well, but it didn't last very long on the shop. But I am going to do some more. But I'm like I'm saying, I'm using what daylight hours I have left to try to get some of this done. But I'm going to put this down and show you what else I've been doing. I've been doing that since I came back from the shop from about 2:30. I had myself a cup of coffee and that, and I started doing some of that. But this morning, before I did that, I do a lot of different things all at different times in the day. So I started knitting this, another little bubble one, and I'm writing the instructions for these down, so I might make a PDF. But this is 4-ply, it's not double knitting. I think it's a ball of, I've got a label somewhere. It's King Cole Big Value Baby 4-ply. I think it was Sandra that sent this to me. I have this, and I have another ball of 4-ply, I think, here. I think this was sent by Sandra as well. This is Mariner's 4-ply. So I thought I'll try doing the blackberry stitch one in this wool, because when I used to do it on my knitting machine, it was always 3 and 4-ply, and I always thought it looked better in the thinner wool. So I started trying to do it in this, and you know, it's lovely to knit. But I'm writing the instructions down, and I have wrote, I'm going to do maybe as a PDF when I get them all sorted out, but I'm going to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes. I'm going to do 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. But with this being 4-ply, this is the pattern that I've got written down here is for double knitting. And I've got the sizes. I've got a 16-inch, will measure 18-inch chest. I always give a couple of inches extra for chest sizes, like the same I do with adults, because I do like to give a little bit extra to make the things and I knit for children to last a little bit longer. So it would come out, the measurements would be for 16 would be an 18-inch chest, 5-inch side measurement and 5.5-inch sleeve. I'm not sure about the full back length, I'd have to wait until I knit it. And so on with the 18, that would measure 26 and 6.5. And the 20 would measure 22, 7 and 8 inch. And the 22 would measure 24, 8 inch and 9.5 inch, and the 24 would be 26, just 10 and 11. And so I've wrote down the number of stitches I would put down. For the back I would cast on from the 16 to the 24 would be 49, 55, 59, 65 and 71. Now I'm not sure what size this is going to come out because it's 4-ply, and I'm estimating that I'm doing a 16-inch, but I'm using the 20-inch size for it. But I won't know until I actually finish, till I get up maybe to the armholes, and I'll be able to measure it properly, because it's hard to measure on the, you know, when it's on the needles, because you're not sure whether you pull the stitches apart, whether you're stretching it more than it actually is. But when I've stretched it a little bit like that, it's measuring 10. So it could actually be an 18-inch. So I'll actually knit it to 6 inches just in case. But knitting with this, the 4-ply, I'm using 3mm for the rib. But the pattern I'm doing is for a double knitting. But just with this being 4-ply, I want to see how it works out. So I'm doing 2 sizes. I was intending it to be a 16-inch, but it could be an 18-inch. But doing a 16-inch, I was doing 2 sizes larger to get it to come out. And it knits up. I'm doing 3mm for the rib and the 375. These are the equivalent of the old size 9, English size 9, which are 375mm for the body part. And I've noticed when I'm knitting with this, it's a lot easier to knit this pattern with 4-ply because the wool is thin. And when you drop the stitch, you have to knit so many stitches. You knit 3 stitches and then you drop the 4th stitch down. So there's 4 stitches to the pattern. and it's every fourth stitch you drop it down to the 5th row. So you're dropping down 4 rows, and then you have to put the needle in and pick the stitch up on the 5th row and put it underneath all of those stitches you've dropped and knit them all together. But when you're knitting with double knitting, the last one I did, the wool kept splitting, and sometimes I was putting it through that 5th stitch and it was splitting the stitch and it wasn't picking the whole stitch up. But this, with the wool being thinner, it only goes through that one strand. You don't have any trouble with it putting it through. It's a lot quicker to knit because it's thinner. Even though it's thinner and it's taking more rows, it only took me about an hour to do that little bit I've done there this morning. And it's knitting up much quicker, and I like knitting with this 4-ply much better than the double knitting, for this pattern especially. So I'll put that to one side because I'll be doing that again tomorrow. But I'm going to hunt through. I have got quite a few oddballs of 4-ply, but I want to see, doing this size here, exactly how much of the ball it takes, because I know with double knitting, out of a 100-gram ball, I know I can get a 16-inch and an 18-inch, but not quite a 20-inch. I know that by the last one I've done with double knitting. But the 4-ply goes a lot further, so I'll see exactly how many grams is in this when I've finished it. It'll probably be a little button-up cardigan. I haven't sorted it out until I do the back, and then I'll make my mind up. But anyway, I've got this one here, all sewn up, ready for I'm waiting for the wool coming from Wool Warehouse to put the neck on and the bands up the front. I don't usually sew these up. I don't usually sew them till after I've put the neck on. I don't usually like to sew them, but I thought I can't do anything else with this. I'm waiting for the wool come to finish the neck and the band, so I thought I'd get it sewn up and finish. So I did sew this up this morning as well. I only had to sew the sleeves because it's the back and front are all in one. And this is a PDF I'm going to type out. I have it all done. I've got 3 sizes, 16, 18 and 20. This is the 20-inch. And I've got them all written out in my book and that, ready to sort out the PDF. So I have to print it out and then put it through the process to make the PDF. But it does take quite a while to print all this. I'm not a very fast printer. So that'll be that one. And like I'm saying, I'm waiting for the wool coming from Wool Warecraft. Now I think they are sending it through Every, which used to be Hermes. Hermes changed their name. And I think Royal Mail is much better and much faster, because whenever I've gotten anything and it's come through Royal Mail, it comes very quick. But this seems to be taking a lot longer. I think I've had a message on my phone saying that it's been dispatched. I'll have a look. I think it said it had been dispatched, but usually if it's been dispatched with Royal Mail, it would have been here by now. I can't see it on here. I saw it on something. It may be on my other... Oh no, maybe in my Gmail it was in. Oh yes, there was a Wool Warehouse dispatched order. So thank you for your order from Wool Warehouse. If you have any questions so it just tells me what I've ordered. It doesn't actually tell me who's delivered. Oh, it says usually sent by Every. So it looks like it's the old Hermes Every is delivering. I know from them before that they always seem to take longer, to a couple of days more. You get, you know, emails telling you it's on its way and all that, and it's a couple of days later before it gets here. So anyway, I'll finish that turquoise one when I get that wool and all the rest that I've ordered with it. I won't order one ball and pay for the postage, so I ordered £25 worth of wool, which is just going into my stock anyway. And I have been knitting. I started my own last night. I'm still doing the band on it. I'm going to do a basket stitch sweater for myself. And I think I was a little bit too tired last night. I didn't get much done. I was watching something on my computer. I actually was looking through YouTube, and just to see, like, you know, because I've got one or two subscribers that put videos up themselves, and I have to keep looking, you know, to see who's put one up, to, you know, just to put a comment or whatever on there to see what they've been uploading and that. And then I started looking through other things on YouTube, and I came across one or two films which I thought YouTube didn't put up because it's copyright, you know, there's copyright on them. But I found one or two films as an actor that some of you older generation would probably remember as Robert Urich. Now, I loved him. He had a few series on television. He died quite young, in his 50s. He was the same age. He was born the same year I was, and so I have watched him most of his time. He had one or two detective series on television, Vegas, and another one, some other one, I can't remember the name of it, but they were quite dated compared to today. But I used to love them, and I loved him because I thought he was a lovely actor, and everything I read about him, he was a lovely person as well. Anyway, I found one or two of his films that I hadn't seen before. So I thought, oh, I'll try and download these. And I thought, well, it's probably not the whole film because YouTube, you know, have a copyright thing, and they don't let people put things like that. But there were quite a few, and there were the whole films. And I have a YouTube downloader on my computer, so I downloaded them through that. And that's what I was sitting watching last couple of nights. And I think I was watching one last night. I couldn't really get interested in my knitting. I was too interested in the thing. I watch it on my computer because I can't put it onto my TV, but I prefer just to watch it on my computer. But I did notice a lot of these films were, I think they were recorded off television shows, American television shows. By some of them had little logos in the corner, and they weren't any of our channels, so they must have been from American or Canadian channels, I think, and maybe that's why they were allowing them. Maybe there was no copyright if they were from the television, I don't know, but I got quite a few of them actually, so I'm going to be watching quite a few of a night time because I did like Robert Urich. He always played a nice part. There was one or two films he was in that I didn't care for, but they're always pretty good films. So if anybody likes Robert Urich, just type it in YouTube and you'll find quite a lot of his films there. But I am going to do a little bit more of this brown one. Oh, and I've just remembered this as well. I started this. I was going to do one of those bags. That was where I bought this wool for from Aldi's. To do another one of those bags for putting your balls, your odd balls, your balls of wool that you've had left over from things. But I thought it was too soft. It wasn't stiff enough for the bags, so I started doing it. I thought I'd just make a baby's blanket, and it's just doing a double crochet or single crochet if you're in the United States or Canada, because they have different terms for the crochet to us. And I've been doing a little bit of that as well. Now I noticed something with this wool. As you can see here, there's an end piece, which I'll work that in when I'll do an edge around the whole thing when I've finished. Well, there was a knot. This is only one ball. I haven't finished the ball yet. I still have a little bit. It's on the floor here. I still have a little bit of it left to finish the ball, so it's went quite a long way. But I did notice something when I come to where this knot was. I've worked half of it in down here. You can't see where I've worked the part in, but that's the other end that I've just left out to work in when I do the edge on it. But when I changed this, it was quite, I thought the holes were quite big. You probably can't notice so much there, but when I was doing the double crochet, I thought they were quite big. Well, when I came to where the knot was, when I changed that, it's like it's a different thickness. The wool's, it's got thicker. The holes aren't bigger, as big as they are in that part of it. And so this wool is definitely not the same all the way through. I don't know what the rest of the balls is like, but it is very soft and floppy, so it's nice, suitable for a baby's blanket. That's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to do it about, I think the last baby's blanket I did was a knitted one, and I think I did it 26 inches by 30, and I think that's about what this measures across the 26 part. I think that's probably it. Yesterday's about 26 inches, so I've got to go, stuck in my needle there, so it's got to go 30 inches from here down to there. I don't know how far I've done down there up to now. I've done nearly 10 inches, that's nearly 10 inches, so I've got to do that again twice, and half of that again. No, another about twice, yes, about twice, that much, twice more. I might do a little bit longer, it depends how much wool there is left, and get that over there. I've got that many things going on here. It's starting to get, the light's starting to go now, and it's only 4:45. I think we're going to get some rain. We're forecast for rain. It was drizzling a little bit when I walked over to the post office, but it seemed to have died off, but it's getting really dark. And my friend just messaged me, who I go to the bingo with, to say, well, I'm going to the bingo on Thursday, and I've told her that I probably am going. And she's messaged me, she says it's starting down in here, and she only lives 25 minutes away from where I live, so whatever weather she's got must be on its way here. So, put that down. We have to, I've lost my needle, or the needle for this one now. Oh, there it is, on there. So I'm going to get a little bit more of this one done before the light goes all together, because I cannot knit with an artificial light with these colours. So I'll catch you all again sometime, so thumbs up and subscribe, and bye for now.